GLAM, Los Angeles.
Hi, Kirby. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to Los Angeles.
It's a two-timer. It's a two-time repeat guest.
We should have like a seal or something.
Like SNL does like the 5-time host.
Yeah.
Ron Robinson.
Not everyone gets asked back, Ron.
And truly, we tell people this.
I'm so honored. I cannot tell you.
we saw, like, when people come to us and say, hey, we'd love to have our client on because they newly acquired a brand at their agency.
Right,
And we're like,
right.
First of all, Google it.
Yeah.
They've been on the podcast.
Right.
A. B. Wasn't that great of a nut? We don't tell them that, but we're like,
Yeah.
I think we're good.
Oh, now they know the secret. Now they know
Sorry,
the secret.
everybody. No, y'all, if you've been listening from the jump, probably since 2019, right?
Yeah.
Since 2019, you've heard us talk about BeautyStat. This is still, to this day, my favorite vitamin C product of all time.
Kirby has to be like one of the first people
One
to
of the
talk
first,
about.
literally.
Literally
She-
the first.
She posted about it, and
Yeah.
I was like, "What? Oh my god!" She discovered us.
I mean, she's the one who told me
Crazy,
about it.
I
About you.
walked to Violet Grey. Didn't walk. I drove there, and then I walked into Violet Grey because that's the only place you could get it in person here in LA.
That's right.
It was still mostly D2C.
Correct.
And Violet Grey had it. I walked in and I said, you know what? I've seen this. Like, I had just maybe gotten like it in my feed
Right.
and said, I might as well try this. I had just left Pop Sugar. My skin was a wreck.
Yes.
Like, this was like 2 apartments I was living in ago. By the way, you look so beautiful.
Oh my
Dear.
She's like, thank you.
Thank you.
And I was like, I'm gonna just see how this works. And I'm not kidding. It was a day later. My skin, maybe I should post this again.
You should.
The
Because
before and after was bonkers.
also your
It was-
testimonial was just like convincing.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, I need it.
We were blown away with that. I'm like, oh my god, you
Same.
discovered
But
us.
it was so innovative, right? Like
Yeah.
obviously there was C ferulic
Right.
and the tried and trues, but what you were
Right.
doing was very different.
this encapsulation, this
Yes.
little popping of it where it
Mhm.
was the L-ascorbic that wasn't going to turn orange or didn't smell like hot
No
dog
hot dog water. No.
Yeah.
No hot dog water.
No hot dog
And I remember when I put it on, I was like, this is such a unique texture. And one of the things that I really like about beauty products is learning how to use a product effectively.
Right.
So I remember when I posted about it, people then bought it and they're like, it feels gritty. I'm like, good.
Yeah.
If you don't feel the little encapsulation, kind of popping,
Right.
then you probably have a bad product.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
you need that in
And,
there.
and there's 20% of a solid powder, vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid powder, and it's encapsulated, and it disappears instantly as soon as you apply and start to rub it into the skin. But it works. You feel that tingle?
Yep.
That's your signal. That's 20% pure vitamin C working to do all the good things. Reduce that hyperpigmentation, even out the skin tone, stimulate collagen, all of those things it's doing. And that's 20% pure vitamin C that we're innovative
Yeah.
around that.
Does
Totally.
that continue to be like the bestseller and the entryway into the brand?
It's our cult best-selling product. And we have a new item that just launched where we're bringing that same stabilized technology of vitamin C into the lips.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, yeah,
So
we'll get to
excited to talk
that.
about it, yeah.
We will get to that for sure. I'm actually curious, can we go back to when you first, because you launched in 2019 or 2018?
2019.
Okay, yeah, so
2019.
it was really
Yeah.
fresh then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So were we. We were
Yeah.
also
Yes,
very
yeah.
It's like me,
We were
Sarah,
babies. We were babies.
you and Amy Lou.
Yeah.
2019 was
Yes,
really
2019,
big
that's right.
year.
I
Yes.
think Say also launched in
Say.
2019.
Lainey from Say
It
launched
was
Say.
a big time pre-pandemic.
Yes.
These were the few brands that we launched pre-pandemic. And
Yeah.
it was like, what is going on?
Right.
Now it's like, boom, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
you're like, okay, we got to figure this
This
out.
out.
Like first
Right.
year of business.
Right.
Oh crap.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm curious, what made you decide to encapsulate a vitamin C powder
Yeah.
versus maybe like a liquid form of L-ascorbic acid?
Yeah. First of all, I love vitamin C. It's an essential nutrient. Our bodies can't make it. We either have to ingest it or apply it topically, and it's essential. So vitamin C, 3 great things it does. It's a powerful antioxidant, so it's going to protect your skin from free radical damage. It helps to stimulate collagen, which helps it, reduce fine lines and wrinkles, firm the skin. What it's most known for is reducing the hyperpigmentation, evening out the skin tone, because it really blocks melanin production. So that's why it works so well. It does everything. It's a jack of all trades ingredient, I love working with it because of that.
Got it.
At what age do you think you should start using a vitamin C in your routine?
Yeah, definitely not for the tweens, not for Gen Alpha. It's too strong.
Yep.
Right.
I asked that because I know we have listeners who have kids who are like, I need the vitamin C.
We have some teenagers that write into us.
Right.
Like, you're our beauty big sister, which I think is so sweet. But then I'm like, oh, I have to be I feel like we have to be more cognizant of saying this is not for like under 20, 25.
Older teens.
Okay. Oh, older teens.
When you're in your 20s, fine. Because when you want it the most is when you're really trying to treat that hyperpigmentation, uneven skin tone. Lower levels of vitamin C are great as a protective ingredient. It's antioxidant benefits.
Got it.
Protecting the skin from free radicals.
So do you think that's why when I used it when I was breaking out, when I had like these like deeper cystic pimples, like I probably had like 5 on my face, and I used it, and then the next day, I mean, truly, it was like night and day in terms of how clear. What was the L-ascorbic acid doing in that sense?
All the things I mentioned.
Okay.
Helping to stimulate collagen.
Oh, the collagen.
The collagen piece. So that's helping to firm the skin, level out the skin.
Okay.
That's what it's also known for.
Got it.
And that's why it's so key. So that's why I love it. Antioxidant protection, stimulates collagen, and evens out skin tone by lowering that melanin production.
I was curious if there was anything else though in it that was like specifically helping with like my breakouts.
You're like in the redness or the inflammation?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, acne scarring, acne pock marks, acne marks, that's hyperpigmentation.
But what I'm saying is like it was an active.
It was like calming.
It was calm, yeah.
It was like a calming.
Yep.
Like reduction.
The antioxidant protection.
Okay.
So that's the benefit that you're saying. Again, those 3 things that vitamin C does, you experience and happen to experience it really quickly.
Totally.
That's a magic. And 20%. We're not doing 2%, 3%. It's potent.
Right.
Yeah.
We know our vitamin C, it's one of the most potent on the marketplace. It works.
But stable.
It's stable. May tingle a little bit when you first apply it. You'll adapt. Your skin will adapt and you will adjust and reap the benefits of that vitamin C.
Were you scared to do 20%? Or were you like, no, it needs to be 20%?
You knew.
I was. I knew it was a lot. And keep in mind, there was a little bit of this level game, that percentage race, if you will, in the market. Oh, I've got 10. Oh, I've got 15. So there's a bit of that going on. But I tested all of those, 10, 15, 20. And my thought is if we could give really the maximum amount percentage of vitamin C, but make it comforting, anti-inflammatory as much as possible, we could get consumers great benefits in that high potent formula. And also, we also recommend that you follow with a moisturizer as well. So that'll help to soothe the skin and repair your barrier while that vitamin C is working to do its magic.
Speaking more on vitamin C, especially after you launched, I feel like we saw a lot of formulations that were like 20, like, like trying to really promote.
25.
And so in your mind, as a consumer that knows nothing, you're like, oh, the higher the better, right? We're seeing a lot of that. We're also seeing a lot of formulas that have vitamin C with other ingredients.
Sure.
And I think that's where it gets it's like a slippery slope for a lot of people with their skin, right? They're like, why am I breaking out? Like, it's just vitamin C, but then there's niacinamide in it. There's peptides. So can you talk about like the nuance behind the formulations and why it can sometimes work and then sometimes not?
Yeah, vitamin C, it plays nicely with most ingredients. The key thing I want to keep vitamin C away from are a lot of other functional, high-performing ingredients. So retinoids, I don't recommend combining, especially if you have sensitive skin. Glycolic acids, all the hydroxy acids, I don't recommend combining them. So what I recommend to my customers, use vitamin C in the morning. You really want that antioxidant protection during the day, and then use the other ingredients, the tret, the hydroxy acids at nighttime. So separate them in your routine.
Okay. Should we be wary if we are seeing like this new product that has a vitamin C and other ingredients? Just make sure that it's not anything super, super active.
The ingredients that you can combine with vitamin C that work well, niacinamide, like you mentioned, peptides, plays nicely. It's not going to irritate the skin too much. So totally fine to combine those ingredients with vitamin C.
Okay.
Do we need a vitamin C in our sunscreens?
Yes. So the new research on vitamin C and sunscreen is that they provide synergistic results against protecting you from UV, as well as free radicals. So I love the combination of the two. Go ahead.
Okay, so you like it. I mean, definitely like use your vitamin C and then wear your moisturizer, then sunscreen. But like if there is a sunscreen that has vitamin C in it, is that okay?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
You heard it here
I love
first.
Okay. Are there any ingredient trends that you think are being overhyped right now, especially ones that are not backed by strong clinical data.
Yes. Yeah. The one that comes to mind is beef tallow.
Oh my
gosh.
I mean, when did this ingredient become this do-all? I mean, it's a sunscreen. It's anti-acne when actually it's pore clogging.
Yeah.
So I don't know where consumers have gotten that. It's anti-aging. So let's think about what beef tallow is. It's the fat that's rendered from beef. So it's very greasy. So you think about when you get these delicious French fries, that's beef tallow.
Like, go get Crisco.
Yeah, Crisco.
Like,
Yeah,
what
Crisco.
are we doing?
Yeah, basically. So you're really asking for clogging of pores. Yes, it's a great emollient. If your skin is not, tend to get acne or tend to get clogged pores, fine as an emollient moisturizer. If you could withstand that fatty type of beef smell on your face. Right?
I want to smell like a cow.
Yeah, right. I mean, you think about your pets licking your face and just like, oh my God, everyone. Right? The dogs and cats must
Quinn
love
would love
it.
it. Yeah, Quinn and Ollie would love it.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, she really got the hint. She
Where
smells
did
amazing.
that come from?
I'm not sure where it came from, but it's definitely interesting how that is being really overhyped. No data. I've not seen any, and I'm a scientist. I'm a cosmetic chemist. I'm open to seeing data. If anyone
Right.
has it, please show it.
Mm-hmm.
Share it.
I've asked. No one has come forward with it. No one has come forward and actually provided any data saying that it does any of these things.
Big Beef Tallow has banana bread from 2020's publicist.
Right, totally,
Right?
absolutely. A fantastic publicist.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I would
gosh.
love to know. It's like, was like USDA Beef Farmers of America.
Right,
Like, okay,
right.
people are they're
Right.
going more vegan. How are we going to get the beef?
Right.
But do you see any beauty experts or beauty influencers or editors that are actually using it? I don't see any of those people
None.
talking about it.
I've seen none. I've talked
Yeah.
to so many of the derms, so my friends. I've
Yeah.
asked them. Nothing. No
Okay.
data. They see nothing. In fact, they have their patients coming in with clogged pores.
Oh my
It's like, what are you doing differently? Oh, I saw beef tallow trending on TikTok, so I tried. Well, you get what you deserve. You get what you deserve.
No offense, but I find that the most people that post about this online go to Mommy University,
Right,
where
right.
they're like, I'm a mom, so
Right.
now I'm actually an expert on everything.
Yeah, right.
And
And they're
I'm-
trying to find like a natural.
They're like, yes,
you know,
this has zero chemicals because it comes from a cow.
Yeah.
And
Right.
actually it's going to protect your skin from, I'm like, who made this up? This is crazy. Like,
Absolutely crazy.
you do not have a license to be
Yeah.
giving this information out to people. This is
No.
crazy.
Are there any other ingredients that you're seeing, whether it's on TikTok or, murmuring in the Slacks and the Facebook groups that people are sort of excited about that you're like, I don't get it?
Like
Yeah.
more traditional beauty.
More traditional.
Yeah.
Well, there are a couple of trending things. Obviously, salmon sperm facial.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So that's trending in a big way, and derms and other experts are injecting them. That's one thing. I'm a cosmetic chemist. I focus on topical. I don't see any results specifically anti-aging wise from applying salmon sperm topically. It may be a great hydrator, et cetera, which is fine, but it's not all of what it's cracked up to be based on the data that I've seen.
Right. And we had a guest on a few weeks ago, Vanessa Lee, who's an RN, and she went to Korea recently and said that over there, they're like, why are y'all so obsessed with salmon sperm? That was like 2 years ago for us. Like, we're on to the next thing.
Right.
Like, okay, yeah, we'll do it for you, but
Yeah.
not super popular over there. And
Right.
we're now just like really getting into it. Like, how
Right.
do we get this?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
I know, so funny.
Very.
Okay, and then on the flip side, is there any ingredients that you're excited about that you're starting to see pop up in the scene that we should be paying attention to?
Yeah, NAD. I don't know if you guys have heard about some of the longevity experts talking about NAD.
Yes.
Yep.
They're infusing it. They're getting injections, or they're doing IV drips
Right.
of it.
Should we be doing that?
Yeah. Well, think about what what that ingredient is. I mean, it's a precursor. It's a coenzyme in our bodies that works to kind of stimulate renewal, repair. It energizes all of our cells. So they're dripping it to help provide those benefits throughout their body and just live longer and be more have more vitality. And topically, it's actually a precursor, or it's a precursor for niacinamide, which is a B vitamin, very common in skincare. A lot of data showing it helps to even skin tone and texture. I love niacinamide. So can this ingredient that's derived from niacinamide, this NAD, can it have some effects on the skin? Potentially. Definitely digging in to see what else it can do. So I'm very curious about it.
Ooh, what does NAD stand for?
Yeah, it's nicotinamide adenosine dinucleotide.
Okay, go, your turn.
Nicotine acid diacetamide.
Nicotinamide adenosine dinucleotide. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we will commit that to memory.
Yes.
But are they all created equal? Because I feel like I see it popping up everywhere. Like,
Come get your NAD.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think more research needs to be done in terms of what's what.
Okay.
And again, a lot of people are dripping it.
Right.
Can't talk about that.
Totally.
But topically, I'm very interested if it does have benefits to the skin.
Interesting. Okay, I love that. Okay, let's talk about this. So Sarah and I get nonstop pitches now about the first of its kind skincare for semaglutides, essentially being like you got on a semaglutide or terzepatide. Is that how you say it? Terzepatide? I'm not saying it.
Semaglutide and
Okay, like the other one that's like
Mounjaro or
whatever.
Ozempic, Wegovy.
Wegovy.
Yes, these weight loss drugs.
Yeah.
They're losing weight and they're losing it substantially in their face because they're losing it so quickly and then they look gaunt.
Correct.
So there's obviously a lot of practitioners saying, come get filler. I can help, restore this lost volume. Now we're seeing skincare that is being pitched as a product that will actually help to reinvigorate your skin.
Yeah, to counteract that Ozempic face, if you will.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I think we've always been working towards that. We know as we age, we lose collagen, we lose the fat in the upper part of our face. It starts to sink and drag our faces down. So we know that. And I think we've always been working on improving skin elasticity, firming the skin, lifting the skin. It's just really more dramatic now that consumers are on these semaglutide medications. Okay. So this rapid weight loss, it makes it more rapid. So consumers like, oh my God, I've lost body weight, but my face is sagging. Yeah. I need skincare or treatments ASAP. And now all of the brands are starting to just pivot their marketing to talk to that.
Okay,
point.
so it's a marketing.
Yeah, it's more marketing than anything
That
else.
is 100% right, because I'm like, is this not anti-aging?
Right.
This is literally anti-aging.
Yeah, it's what we've been doing all along.
Restoring, your elasticity, your firmness, your collagen, like what? And then, it's pitched first of its kind. I'm like, I think this has been going on since like the 80s, since like skincare really became like a commodity for people.
Correct.
So
right.
I'm glad that you said that because I felt like I was going crazy for a minute. Sarah and I are like just forwarding, like every time we get an email, we're like, oh, another first of its kind. Another one, and another one, and another one.
Totally.
Like rapidly.
But I know what I think is interesting though. That's another tech that I'm very curious about is topical semaglutide.
Ooh.
Literally the same ingredient or medication that folks are injecting to get the body benefits of it. What happens if we apply it topically?
Why would you want to do that? Like where would it be something like
on your butt?
Under your chin?
Under your chin. Any place there's jowls, chin.
Interesting.
Can you do like your cellulite?
And so of course for body as well.
Yeah, body would be
topically.
really interesting. Okay, that is interesting to me.
And then from a sculpting perspective, thinking about things we want to lift and maybe take away volume, we could do things like that as well.
God, it would put blephs out of business because you could use an eye cream with a semaglutide to like get rid of heavy lids.
Exactly. So we just don't know. So I'm very curious about that as well.
That's a really good point, Ron. God, you're so smart.
Yeah. Okay. What about exosomes?
Exosomes, another hot ingredient.
Yes.
This is, exosomes are messengers. They're vehicles for delivering ingredients to various parts of the skin.
Okay.
So I think it's a matter of, one, does it actually deliver? Is it working and can it actually transport like it's meant to? And then what are you transporting? What are you putting into that vehicle, that vesicle, if you will, to deliver it to where you want it to go? So that's where I think the data, not all exosomes are created equal. You need to understand what's in it. Does it actually deliver and get to where it needs to go and deliver results?
Okay. I'm always a little, judgy with an exosomes pitch just because I'm like, how I think it just goes back to what you were talking about earlier, topically versus something being injected. Like I feel like oftentimes with injections, we get a little bit more clinical data and studies around it. And then we don't get as much for topical unless truly it's like a topical prescription drug or something of that nature.
Right.
So I'm always like, okay, but like, where's the proof that this is actually doing anything?
So it's a lot of marketing. So a lot of brands are using it. It's a great mark. Oh, X now contains exosomes. This new thing contains exosomes.
Right.
And it's okay. It sounds catchy. It sounds like people will stop scrolling and want to learn more. But is there any beef, pardon the pun, is there any beef behind that? Does it actually work?
I feel like it was like with peptides. All of a sudden, everyone started calling out that they had peptides. But you're like, wasn't that always in there?
Right.
Again, another marketing thing.
For sure.
Okay, we got to talk about your new product.
Yeah.
It is the C Lip Serum. So as you sort of teased in the beginning, it has your vitamin C in it, but it also has SPF in it.
That's correct.
So you are obviously a believer in the hybrid of SPF with skincare.
Yes.
So can this really deliver on both ends?
Absolutely. Again, the combination of pure vitamin C and sunscreen, synergistic protection benefits against UV rays and free radicals. And it's not just a sunscreen, it's mineral sunscreen. So big challenge, combining a mineral sunscreen in a product, making it sheer, and it being able to protect the skin. So this was over 2 years in development. And you think about zinc oxide, it's a chalky white powder. It leaves the skin chalky matte. This delivers shine and gloss. So this took so long to get the formula just right to provide that shine, all that juiciness that you want out of a lip treatment, along with the protection benefits of, in this case, 16.5% zinc oxide.
Oh, wow.
To protect the lips from broad spectrum UV.
We just had somebody ask us what our favorite SPF lip products were, and
this was not out yet.
This was not out yet. Also, I was like, I don't have one because everything tastes like SPF. It tastes like sunscreen.
Yeah, and the formula is not elegant. Like, it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things consumers, I cannot wait for you guys to try this, is the flavor. They're like, Ron, this tastes so delicious. It has this creamsicle flavor to it.
Ooh, I love creamsicle.
No chemical sunscreen-like, bad aftertaste at all. It's so juicy, it's inviting, and that's what we wanted. We wanted something that consumers are going to want to reapply and enjoy the benefits and the treatment benefits of this product.
And it's really pretty.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
This was your first lip product.
Our first lip product.
Okay, but not your first time formulating lip products.
That's correct.
You have done many in your time. You obviously have your own brand, BeautyStat, which we talked about the rebrand that happened. And I don't know if you heard this episode, Ron, but we had somebody write in and say, is BeautyStat going out of business?
I watched that episode.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I did.
Okay, because
I did.
We got this question, and I go, Sarah, do we think that this is a possibility? Like, everything is really marked down. And then literally the next day, we got an email.
Yeah.
And it was like, there's a huge rebrand coming. And we were like, thank God. So we were really excited. It aligned with this AMA episode that we did. And then we were able to talk about it and say, surprise! There's a rebrand. They had, you're getting rid of your old stock.
Clearance. All clearance. Yes.
All clearance, which was like a benefit for the consumer because they're like, oh yeah, I can stock up.
They stocked up. Boy, did they stock up.
Good. We love to hear it. So
amazing.
Obviously you have BeautyStat, and then you're the brains behind Rhode. Okay.
Which, congrats to Hailey Bieber because she was so smart.
She was so smart.
Well, Hailey's the brand. She leads product development. She, all of the ideation, conceptualization, that is her. She is the product person. The only ways I step in is she says, Ron, what do you think of this ingredient or that ingredient? And I help her with understanding, hey, this is a good one. This one, not so much, that sort of thing. But she's the vision. She's the product. She's the ideator. She's everything for Rhode.
I love to hear that, first of all. But also the peptide. Like, I really do think that once she started saying we have the peptide glazing fluid and then the barrier restore cream and all of these things, then we really saw the pop with the peptides.
Yes.
So did she come
Especially
to you
in
when
the
she
lip.
brought you in and said, listen, I think peptides are going to be it? Or were you like, you should look into peptides?
She came with peptides.
Wow.
What I did is help, what type of peptides? What are the peptides that are going to fit the Rhode brand, the whole mission behind repairing the barrier? and hydrating the skin, giving that glazed donut look. Okay, these are peptides that I recommend.
Were you ever nervous about, because your brand had been out by that point? Were you like, when she came to you, I'm actually curious, did she just DM you or how did she get in touch?
She DM connected with me on Instagram. And this is during the pandemic. This is 2020. So we didn't meet in person for a year or so before we actually connected. So a lot of this was done via Zoom.
You're like, Hailey Bieber's in my DMs.
Yeah, right. And I knew, again, Hailey is amazing. She's such a visionary. Yeah. She knows product. Every product is her baby. And I just do what I can to help support that.
Well, she was smart to tap you, obviously. But then how do you navigate your brand and separating it from Hailey's brand? Because, I mean, this is your first lip product now.
Correct, yeah.
And it doesn't say, like, Peptide whatever when all these other brands were I mean, it could have been really sexy for you to just be like, well, I actually made hers, so why not throw a peptide in a lip product and call it a day?
Right, yeah. What I look at is making sure we have two different consumer bases. So BeautyStat focuses on millennial, Gen X, and hers, Gen Z.
Yep.
So it was really clear that we had different audiences as well. And okay, now I am into the lip category, but I really wanted something really different. I wanted to offer protection with mineral sunscreen. We're about vitamin C. We're innovators in vitamin C. So I want to bring that benefit to the lips because the lips do have pigmentation issues. They need to be brightened. So vitamin C is a great benefit, in this product for the lip area. And again, for the consumer that wants hydration and the peptide of Rhode, they've got it. If they're looking for protection and the vitamin C benefits, they have ours.
Yeah, because I'm glad you explained it that way. Because with this, so there's collagen stimulation here too, and especially for your demographic, that's something I'm personally looking for if I'm putting a lip product on.
Great for the lip lines as well. So again, as we're aging, we're seeing those lip lines come in with the protection of mineral sunscreen as well as vitamin C. You're getting to that repair and protect.
Amazing.
So it's just as important to be applying sunscreen on your lips every day, just like the rest of your face.
More so.
More so.
The skin on our lips is thinner. It's more fragile. It's more sensitive. It's in a place where a lot of skin cancer shows first.
Oh, wow.
On many folks. So it's often overlooked. So I'm thrilled with the fact that consumers are now wearing sunscreen regularly. They're forgetting their lips. Don't forget your lips.
Also, sorry to interrupt you, but for people of color as well, I find that I hear a lot that they will have issues with their lips in terms of pigmentation.
Absolutely.
Or like having more like dark spots. So this kind of helps with that too because of the vitamin C.
Because of the vitamin C.
Got it.
It's one of those things that consumers don't really know they could do something about it. So again, listening to the consumer, BeautyStat is all about consumer insights and data. And our consumers have been telling me, Ron, what about the lips? I'm seeing this pigmentation issue. The same, people that have, hyperpigmentation on their face, they're seeing it on their lips. So this is addressing that as well. So we're thrilled to be able to bring this to the market.
I just saw a video of a Black woman getting her lips lasered because of the pigmentation that she had on her lips. It was crazy. Yeah. I mean, it was an instant change. Her lips went from brown to pink. Yeah. It was bonkers. Yeah. And the video has millions of views for obvious reasons, but I think that actually kind of speaks to having that vitamin C in your lip product.
Yeah, the feedback we're getting is amazing on it. The fact that consumers are like, wow, finally a lip treatment with vitamin C and mineral sunscreen. So again, thrilled to bring this to the market.
So excited for you, Ron.
Yeah. Ron, you had a sunscreen.
Yes.
Are you still selling that sunscreen?
We discontinued that.
Okay.
We've got a new one in the works.
Okay.
Because sunscreen has evolved. And I'm going mineral.
Yep.
Okay.
I believe in sunscreen, no matter what, chemical or mineral, wear your sunscreen.
Okay.
I'm going mineral because I'm seeing innovation around making it more sheer, working on more skin tones. Consumers of color, they need sunscreen too. And our deep consumers, they want sunscreen protection, but they want it sheer. And that's in the works.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that.
Okay.
What are the challenges you're facing right now when you're trying to formulate this dream sunscreen?
It's working with mineral sunscreen. The challenge is the sheer, getting it sheer.
Okay, the sheerness. Okay.
The sheerness and not chalky and whitening.
Okay.
And then also, so I feel like the consumer really wants this non-nano zinc oxide.
Yep.
Right? Like that's like a term in their head where they're like, non-nano, we need the non-nano.
Correct.
Okay. I personally don't care either way. I'm like, if it protects my skin, I don't really care. And it's sheer, great. But this Nonnano, what I was told is that oftentimes because of the way that the individual particles are shaped, they're rigid, they're jagged, they're not perfectly smooth. And so that's why you're seeing more of it on your skin.
Right.
If you can really get it to this like smooth particle point, that's how you achieve ultimate sheerness. Is that right?
It's right.
It's part of it?
It's part of
Okay.
it. But the other part is also making it blendable and dispersed really in a more even format.
The dispersion.
The dispersion matters. And that's where I'm seeing an innovation. So I'm really pushing for that in this next new face sunscreen that we plan to launch.
Okay. Do we have any ETA on when that may be?
None.
Okay.
None. Again,
Be watching.
we're not bringing it to the market until it's perfected.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's got to be perfect. So I will not put a timetable on it yet.
I love that. Before we got talking, you said that you were excited to actually answer this next question. So with so many brands on the market, what does innovation look like to you in skincare today?
We're tired, Ron. There's just so much we don't know.
There's so much buzz. There's so many ingredients. We've talked about some of the ones that are getting a lot of airtime without a lot of merit behind them.
Ooh, I wish I
Tell us afterwards. Mouth it right now.
You can subscribe for an extra $10
The gossip version of this episode will be on Patreon.
But I think what's going on now is we're seeing so much of this race for this Birkin, workin. How do we take luxury, high tech, and make it more accessible to everyone? How do we really give the consumer a lot more value? So what I'm really seeing is how do we give the consumer everything they want from a benefit perspective, texture, and aesthetics at the best price, at the lowest price? The consumer is no longer thinking that innovation and performance equals high price tag. They're going the opposite way. They're seeing innovation, performance at a lower price tag. So me as a cosmetic chemist, I'm looking at how do I give the consumer everything for the best price possible. One example of that is very recent. One of the best-selling vitamin C serums, probably a bigger seller than ours, has been on the marketplace a long time. Their patents just expired around their vitamin C.
Oh, CE ferulic. Yes, we are. You don't have to say, but we can.
Okay.
That's news, and I think
Right.
that our listeners
Right.
may be privy to that information. But it was news.
It was news. It was definitely news. And then you might have seen a mass market brand basically lift that name, the brand name of their product with similar, or if not the same ingredients for less than a tenth of that price.
Wild.
Yeah.
And consumers are going bonkers for it.
Yep.
So that's a prime example.
This is my personal conundrum because I feel like I'm a very logical person. I don't understand. Like for me, yes, of course, I wish everything was given to me for free.
Right,
I wish I
right.
didn't have to buy anything.
Right.
However, how are companies and brands supposed to make a living?
Right.
This is a business.
It's a business.
Like these products don't exist because you like deserve them. Like you have to buy
You
them.
have to buy them, right.
So how? I mean,
do you
you're
compete with
not.
that?
You're not a mass market brand.
We're not mass market, and we're not. It's for profit. We have employees. We put a lot of.
You're not just doing this for fun. It's actually crazy that that you had to say that. We're like, we are
Doing
a for-profit business.
Yeah, and we, of course, my goal, what I love is delighting consumers, giving them products that really work. It's just that now my challenge is how do I do that and make it really accessible and affordable for them? We're in a crazy time economically in a lot of ways. It's a very crazy, unprecedented time, and consumers are watching what they spend. And I think right now brands have to respond to that. And I think this example that we just talked about, this one brand patent expired, now a new brand coming out with really a dupe, if you will, at a crazy low price. And this is kind of where we are right now. And I think that's where we're going. So I think about innovation again. How do I deliver great results at a very affordable price and still maintain a profitable business?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I'm glad that's not a problem I have to worry about. Sorry, Ron. That's on you, babe. Good luck with that.
And I feel like everyone's talking about it, and I'm sorry to ask, but are you also being affected by like the tariffs?
Yeah, well, you talked about the rebrand.
Yes.
Yes.
So we rebranded before this tariff fiasco even happened. So we got into a real good stock, capacity
Perfect.
before all of this.
Good for you.
So we're in a good place right now. And I'm hoping it all dies down and we hope to get back to some sense of normalcy when it's time for us to reorder.
Obviously, we love the vitamin C. Is there a product in your lineup that you don't think gets enough shine?
Oh my God. I was literally going to ask that. That was my question.
Okay, perfect. Great.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Our Pro Bio Moisturizer.
Love that.
That's the one. We launched that Pro Bio Moisturizer with that original cult following vitamin C serum. It really became this pair.
Because it was the two. It was a duo. It was the two products that you had at the time. Yes. Yes.
That one I feel is the most underrated.
Okay.
Oh, really?
It's so.
I'm looking to see which
No,
one.
this one, no.
It's a great barrier repair moisturizer, drenches the skin in moisture. We tapped into biofermentation as well because we use a biofermented mushroom extract that helps to repair the skin's barrier as well.
And I love a mushroom extract.
Yeah. And I think when we launched it, the vitamin C got so much attention, which I'm so grateful for, but it kind of left the little Pro Bio Moisturizer in the dark.
Yeah.
Oh, so we have to help the Pro Bio Moisturizer.
Okay, I think that the Pro Bio Moisture Boost Cream is perfect for summer and spring and summer, and especially if you're looking for something that's really light, absorbs quickly. It's beautiful. I also love the Peptide Wrinkle Relax Moisture. I love that. I go through that like so quickly. That's my favorite one. But also the Triple Plump Coconut Milk Serum.
Yeah. That was a last year launch.
So good.
The reason why I launched that product is that I felt there were a lot of hydrating, there were a lot of hyaluronic acid serums launching. So many. And what I felt, I've tested so many of them. I felt that you got this instant burst of moisture and hydration, and then it left your skin dry. I'm like, where'd it go? Where did it go? Where'd it go? So I said, I'm going to give and deliver a moisture serum that has hyaluronic acid, but also polyglutamic acid, every aspect of the coconut, the oil, the juice, the water, all of those things to help bring moisture to the skin instantly as well as over time. And we have the clinicals to back it up.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. This is such a beautifully formulated product. And also, $42, am I going to sound insane? That's a great price point, in my humble opinion.
Yes.
I thought it was way more than, I thought it was like a $68 serum.
Thank you. We worked to get that, again, accessibility. We really want to give the consumer a lot for their money, and we worked to get that at a really, really good price, accessible price point.
Yeah. Amazing. Ron, we could literally talk to you for like 3 more hours.
Totally.
We'll have to do the Patreon episode, Los Angeles After Dark with Ron, and he can spill, he'll spill all the tea. We'll name names there. No, just kidding. Okay, Ron, so the C Lip Serum, available now.
Go get it. BeautyStat.com. Ulta.com.
Ulta, yes. We haven't seen you since the Ulta.
The Ulta event,
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
That's such a huge deal.
Huge,
we also haven't seen you since you got engaged.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We adore you.
Yes.
We're so proud of you.
Hey, Steve.
He's here to support you. He's here to support. It's so cute. On one last note to end on, when we interviewed you in 2020, you have come so far, not only in just the brand, but you. I feel like you have this spark, and it's so different than when I first met you ever in person. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. You're
so
killing
much.
it.
Your content's like some of my favorite content.
Thank you so
we
much,
need more
guys.
of you.
I see you on TikTok all the time. I heart everything.
Thank you so much.
Heart.
More of this, more.
Yes.
And you guys have a fantastic podcast. I'm addicted to it. I mean, so it's like easy, great, compelling listening. You make the time fly by when I'm on the Stairmaster. So thank you.
Thank you, Ron. We adore you.
You always support us.
Thank
we
you so
appreciate
much.
you.